Welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to create an Android plugin to show rewarded interstitial ad for your Godot Game Engine. So here you can see my app is still loading. Once the app is loaded, I have just created one button and one label. So once as soon as the plugin is initialized, I'm loading my ad and I get a callback from the plugin side to our Godot side. Okay, the ad has been loaded. Now you can click on the button. So here you can see I'm displaying a toast message as well as the text of the label has also changed. Now if I click on the show ad button, here you can see I'm displaying a text ad, and once the user has finished watching the ad, the user will be rewarded for that particular ad. So here you can see I have assigned some 10 amount, like it can be game coins or whatever in your app depending on your game. So yeah, like the previous video which I made was for rewarded ads, but these are rewarded interstitial ads. So yeah, let's get started. So as usual, firstly you will have to create an Android project. I have already created it, and it can be an empty views project or a Jetpack Compose project, doesn't really matter. Next you will have to create an Android plugin, Android library for it. So what you will do is so here you might be in the Android module while after creating the Android project. Next you will just have to right click, file, new module, and here you will have to click on Android library. Give your library any name. I have given it as my library, and give some package name as well, and click on finish. I have already created it, so I won't create it again. Next firstly you will have to add this implementation of Godot to your build.gradle file. So if you go over here inside my build.gradle of library, I have added this Godot Engine 4.2.1 stable. Also we require the Google mobile ads SDK. So for that I have added this dependency. Next we have to create this Godot Android plugin class. So if you go to your library, inside that you have to go to Kotlin Java, and inside that your package name, create a file called Godot Android plugin. So I have created that, and I have extended Godot plugin as well, and I have given it some name. So ignore this for now, this all stuff. The ad setup I will explain you later. So here I have created my plugin name as well. So be careful with your plugin name. Whatever plugin name you give, you have to reference it in the future future part of this video as well. So be careful with that and remember what you have given the name. Here I am just initializing one signal as well once the ad has been loaded, and I am using the same signal to send the amount as well. But if you want the reward amount, but if you want, you can create a separate signal for it. Okay, and this is the Godot method which you should call from JD script. Okay, now we'll see the documentation a bit for this Google mobile ads SDK. So first they are telling us to add this implementation. We have already done that. Next yeah, before doing this step, I'll also show you one more step. Here inside Android manifest of your library, you have to add this application tag. Okay, so if you go inside Android manifest of your library, I have added this application tag as well as this metadata tag first, and here you can see that this should be your package name of your plugin. So if you want to know what your package name is, so you can just go over here, and yeah, that's your package name, and this is our class name, and this should be your plugin name. So my plugin name is just my plugin. Okay, so we have created that. Next we have to add this metadata tag as well. So here I have just copy pasted this as a test ID and pasted it over here, and but later on for deployment to production, make sure you replace it with a production ID as well. So here you can see I have just copy pasted over here. Next I have added two more metadata tags. This help us to optimize the mobile ads SDK loading, because it has to be called on the main thread. You can't use a background thread for it, and for that I have went through this documentation over here, and here you can see they have added this metadata tag over here as well as over here. Next what I have done is so I will go to Kotlin. We have to initialize our mobile ads SDK. So if you see inside our Godot Android plugin, I am initializing our ad SDK as soon as the Godot setup is completed, and I'm running it on UI thread, or that is the main thread. Next we will select the ad format. So I want to implement rewarded ads, and in rewarded ads I want to implement rewarded interstitial. I have already created a video for rewarded ads in case you are curious. Next, over here what we have to do is first we have to create a variable for interstitial add, as well as call this load add method. So this and this again is a test id, you have to replace it with production id while deploying it to production. So here you can see I'm calling this load add. I have created this variable, and if you see the load add, I just copy pasted everything from the docs, and once the add has been loaded, I am displaying a toast message, as well as I am emitting a signal to the GD script side. Next, over here I have ignored this option because I'm not really sure what this server side verification means, because this is an optional step any which ways. Next, here inside register for callbacks, I have just copied all the callbacks from this, and if you want you can do any kind of business logic on once the ad has been clicked, ad has been dismissed, all that kind of stuff. So I have just copy pasted it for now, and I'm just displaying a logs but not really doing anything. And for handling the rewards, you have to implement this interface and override this method. So as you can see over here, I am implementing this interface, and then I'm overriding this method, and once the user get the reward, I'm just sending that reward back to the GD script side. Now for displaying the ad, you just have to call this method. So if you see over here, display ad, I'm just calling this method. So yeah, that's it. Now let's get back to the Godot setup again. Next, we have to go to the project drop down, and here you have to create a folder called export scripts template. Inside that you will have to create a file called export_plugin.gd. Again, I have copy pasted everything from the docs. The important thing for you to note is you have to change this with your own plugin name, and there is this extra method which I have added. The reason we have to add this because we are adding some extra dependency inside our build.gradle for our mobile ads SDK. That's why we have to add this bit of extra method as well. Otherwise everything I have copied from the docs. Next, we have to create another file called plugin.cfg. again, I have copied pasted this from docs. Again, this should be your plugin name, and you can change the description and author to whatever you feel like. So this is done. Next, what you will have to do is you will have to open your terminal, cd to your Android project, and don't cd to your library, cd to your Android project, and then you just have to run this command. Once this command, what you will have to do is you just have to go to your library and go to build, outputs, AR, and here you should see two files, .2 AR files been generated. I have already copied those files to my Godot project, that's why you are not seeing it over here. Next, you will have to create your Godot project. Inside that, create a folder called add-ons. Inside that, create a folder with your plugin name. My plugin name is just my plugin. Then create a folder called bin, then debug and release, and you have to copy these two AR files, one the debug AR file in debug folder and release AR file in release folder. So if I show you my Godot project, add-ons, plugins, bin, debug, here you can see this is the debug AR, and you just have to change the name to whatever your plugin name is, -debug.ar. Similarly for release as well, your plugin name -release.ar. Okay, next you will have to go to this plugin folder, and you have to copy this export plugin gd as well as plugin.cfg which we created over here. Copy those two files as well. Next, you will have to go to your Godot project, go click on project, install Android build template. I have already done that. Next, click on export, click add Android. I've already done that as well. At the bottom you might be seeing a button called fix import. Just click on it. Then you have to check on this use Gradle build, and inside this just check all the architecture for now if you don't know what your architecture your Android phone is running on. Next, next we will just create this. So here I have just created a VBox container which has a button as well as a label, and I have attached a script to it. So this again should be your plugin name. And also one more thing which I forgot, go to project settings, go to plugins, and you have to check this plugin. Okay, next, so coming back to this, make sure you replace it with your own plugin name. I have created a variable for our label, and inside onReady I am initializing our plugin as well as I am connecting our signal as well. And on button pressed I am just calling the display add method, and this is the method for receiving the signal where I am updating our label. I think that should be it. So I have shown you this, I have shown you this. Yeah, and you go to editor settings if you want to add a debug key path as well as Android SDK path as well, if you haven't done so, and also check the Wi-Fi for remote debugging option as well. So yeah, next let's look at how to create production ad units for Android as well. Let's see how to create ad units, production ad units. So first you will have to go to Google AdMob. You will have to sign up. Once you have signed up, you can click on apps, add app. Okay, I will show. We are doing this for Android. I have not deployed my app to Play Store yet. I'll click on continue. I'll give some name, I don't know, 10 I guess. Add app, and here click on done. Then go to add unit. We are showing this rewarded interstitial ad. Okay, so select, and here you can give some name, I don't know, 10 first. Give some name, and here you can enter the rewarded amount as well. So you want to reward the user once he has watched your ad. So here you can, I will just keep it as one. Click on create ad unit, and here you can see your production ad units has been created. Click on done. If you are, now you can replace this in your code as well, but for testing I would highly recommend use the test ad units id only. And if you want to link your app once you have deployed it to Play Store, you can just go to app settings, click on app store details, and click add, search for your app. That's it.